What do you think, Sky?
Good morning, Channel 17.
Good morning. Sky must be cruising around in his convertible.
Good morning. Bridget, Al.
Hey, yeah. We've been out and about.
Yeah, I had an appointment over in Olympia this morning. I had to get up at like 5:30 and crap.
Yeah, I didn't have to get up that early, but I was almost up that early.
Well, I was up at 2.
I was awake at 6, but I didn't get out of bed till like 7.
I was already, by the time Rip headed out, I was already been to the gym, home, and on my chores.
Nice. And I suppose I drove right by and didn't even wave.
Wonderful, Harstein Island Bridge, flat water.
Got down.
Probably still wiping the sleep out of your eyes.
That's a fact.
Roger that. I heard that Sky in there, though. Holy smokes, you went to the city and survived?
I bet you he put the top up on that convertible.
I was in there and they wanted us to stand close in line. I said, I don't want to get their COVID. And they all looked at me. It's deadly and highly catchy. If I would have been thinking ahead, I would have drank some milk before I went in there. Yeah. Hey, what's wrong with the liberal? I thought you were going to say they added their armpit hairs braided longer than yours. I heard that's the new liberal chastity bill. They just braid that sucker closed.
That paints a pretty funny picture.
That's a funny picture I didn't really want in my head first thing in the morning.
Well, heck, that'd probably be educational for you, Al.
I don't need any more education on anatomy.
Okay. Between you and Beavis, you've taught me more than I needed to know. Although Beavis did teach me some good stuff, though. I can't remember the name of it, but holy smokes. He kept talking about this one drug that these whack jobs are on. What the hell is it? So finally, he had me go YouTube it. Holy smokes, whacked out is an understatement.
Oh, Flocka?
Where they jump through the car windows and stuff?
Yeah, that sounds like Flocka.
Oh, man. I thought it was a fake drug. I thought he was just talking smack, but it was real.
Dude, I thought it was made up too when I first heard about it, and I thought they were on like PCP or meth or one of the. I was like, what is that? The new name for it? And no, it's a totally different thing. It just makes you go crazy.
You know, I'm glad when I was young and dumb and playing around with stuff like that, they didn't have nothing like that. You know, I mean, they had purple microdot, they had orange sun, they had chocolate, but it wasn't like that. It didn't make you do stuff like that.
Dude, LSD, DMT, all the psychedelics don't make you do stuff like that. I mean, they might make you go crazy, but they don't make you jump through windows and do all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Like PCP and Flocka and meth, those kind of things might make you do that. But I've never even really heard of a meth head jumping through windows like that. Not like somebody on Flocka. Dude, the Flocka, it's like, I don't know if it's like a steroid or something, but they do some crazy stuff. And it's like pure adrenaline kind of maneuver.
Insanity.
Yeah.
You have to wonder just how many brain cells they killed and will they really ever pull out of it.
Well, it's like those guys that smoke bath salts. Like, what? It really, really just blows my mind. Like, who would try to do that? Like, who was the first guy to find out that got you high?
A chemistry major.
Probably. You seen what was it? Said, oh, well, hey.
I mean, maybe somebody that knows something about the chemistry, but that's not likely. You know it's more, some kid probably was like, I wonder if I smoke this, I'll get high, and they did. And so now everybody does it.
Well, it could be either way, but chemistry major, pretty much guarantee he didn't freaking smoke it, or eat it, or whatever they do with it. According to Beavis, they stick stuff up their ass nowadays. I never heard of that. But, yeah. Chemist major, if he realized what it was, he might tell some dumbass to do it.
What, you never heard of boofing?
Is that what it's called?
Well, that's what a Supreme Court justice called it when he was in college in the 80s. It's when you drink alcohol up your ass.
I don't know. He's in a different crowd than us. We just drank the shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's been around a while. I'm just saying, like, it's not like it's something new. People have been getting butt drunk for a while. It was on Jackass. It's been around. I'm not saying it's intelligent or it's something you should do.
I wasn't, to be quite honest, I wasn't a big fan of Jackass. I mean, there's stupid people all around the world. You don't have to pay money to watch people do stupid things. Just go to town and sit on sidewalks a while. I don't know. You know what we did do that was probably just as stupid? Is we put a garden hose on a funnel. We'll put a fifth of Jack Daniels in there and pull your thumb off the hose and stick it in your mouth and freaking, man, that sucker, you'd be blind drunk.
Oh, yeah, do a beer bong of some real alcohol. I mean, that's basically what you're doing with boofing. Like, you're doing it, only you can, like, do it with, like, one beer levels of alcohol, and you're that drunk. Because it doesn't go through your liver or get filtered through any of the body's natural filtering. So it's going straight into the bloodstream. But that's why they do it. It's because it doesn't go through your liver. If you get butt drunk, you get drunk on a very small alcohol really fast.
Yeah, but you're getting all the toxins too.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not intelligent. It's not something I would choose to do, but
I don't know if I still drank. I think I just poured in a glass and sipped on it while I was watching TV.
you could probably get the same effect just soaking your eyeballs in alcohol. It wouldn't feel very good, and you'd probably go blind faster, but you could do it. They're absorbent like that.
I know over the college they used to do that. They'd take those eye droppers and they'd drop a drop in your eyeball of acid.
I've heard of them doing that, and I've heard of people putting the litmus papers with like purple microdots straight on their eyeball to get it faster. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Bottom line, people are going to do what they're going to do. I'm glad it's somebody else's turn.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm fine with a beer occasionally and, smoking a little bit of weed, or a lot of weed, but I don't understand some of these new drugs or the way that they're doing them. Like, why would you even come up with that? I can't imagine myself ever thinking of something like that.
About the only drug I do anymore is once in a while I'll go up there to Stead's coffee shop and I'll get a chai tea. And it's not a regular thing. But that's the closest thing to getting high as I do. And I do. I'll tell you what, those chai teas, man, they'll buzz you right up.
Can't say I've ever caught a buzz off a chai tea. I know there's caffeine and stuff in it, like everything else.
Well, I do. Maybe I'm the ultimate lightweight nowadays.
I'm not a big fan of the flavor, to be honest with you. I just don't like the chai flavor.
Well, I never drank alcohol for the flavor.
Oh, I totally get you on that. You drink alcohol because you had to do what you got to do to get through the day.
Same thing. If I want a buzz, I'll just stop by there and get a chai tea and be waiting for a few hours.
Part of the only reason I smoke weed regularly is because I get way too high off of it if I eat it. Like, to the point where I'm pretty much useless.
Yeah, that was me a long time ago. I was useless. When they switched from freaking Centimillion to freaking KGB 13, that was just freaking way too much for me.
They've got so many crazy potent strains now.
I mean, most of the more potent strains are about the same as they were back then. They're in the 20 to 25% range. But they do have some crazy sativas and hybrids that are way up in the 30s now.
there the first time, I worked my ass off, and I sent my buddy with $10 to town to get us a lid. The fucker come back to this little bud. I was gonna kick his ass. He was freaking ripped. I thought he sat there and smoked the whole freaking lid. I was pissed. Guys are, no man, I'm freaking one hit. It's all it takes. Take one hit. I was so pissed. Thinking that's where you took it in, that's it, shit. But, whoa.
Honestly, though, if you go into the stores, there's like a good majority of the flour that you can buy at a pot store now is going to be about as potent as what you had in the 70s or 80s. You know, like 15 to 25% max.
Yeah, I just don't do it no more. I had my turn, somebody else's.
I normally get the distillate cartridges.
Yeah, me too. I buy a little bit of everything, but the distillate, the cartridges are my favorite because you can just kind of toke off that throughout the day, and it's a little bit more discreet, and I don't know, doesn't kill you so much. But I like doing dabs at home.
That stuff will make you freaking, oh man.
Yeah, I'm all good on the dabs. I have a rig. I've used it twice.
Doesn't kill you so much. Is that kind of like being sort of pregnant?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got this friend, freaking, he was dying. They had to take all the skin off of his feet and his lower part of his legs. Took all the skin off, it was just meat. And they gave him this freaking stuff. It was a paste like stuff. And you just put it on a cracker and eat it. And he'd eat that sucker, and you could just watch him melt.
Oh, was it like THC oil stuff or something?
I don't know. Some prescription stuff it was like a paste. It came in a syringe, and you squirted it onto the. You knew how much you was getting because it was literally in a syringe. You squirted it. It didn't have a needle. It was just a syringe, but you squirted it on the cracker, and my God.
Heavy Rick Simpson oil that was made from indica will do that to you.
Yeah, oh, my friend would be sitting there talking to you, get that cracker, next thing you know his face would be in his lap.
My wife came home. I can't ingest that stuff too good without it really treating me kind of, bonkers. I tried some, man, and you're only supposed to put like a rat turd size drop on a cracker. Well, I tried 2. I was like, yeah, I'll be all right. Well, I got home just in time, man, because that shit kicked in. I had to fucking lay down in the middle of the goddamn living room floor, spread out, on my back, and I couldn't move. My old lady came home from work with the kids and shit. She's like, what are you doing? I said, I don't know. I'm just laying here.
Yeah, but I bet you felt really good after that.
Yeah, I felt fine. I mean, as long as I didn't have to get up. Yeah. That Rick Simpson oil, that's pretty good stuff, man. And he subdued cancer with that shit too, so that'll tell you something about THC and marijuana.
Yeah, you can watch those YouTube videos of that guy. There was that guy, he had like stage 4 liver cancer or something it went into remission with that stuff.
Two rat turds, man. That was in a syringe like you're talking about.
Wild. It's some wild stuff.
Distillates come in a syringe oftentimes too if you don't get the vapor cartridge of them. And personally, I prefer the distillate. It's I like the hydrocarbon extracts in the cartridge. The distillate I like to put in stuff and get it in all sugary, fruity flavors. Put it in your coffee in the morning.
That's a trippy concept in itself. Fruity flavored marijuana.
Well, they do that so that you can like make stuff with it and cook it into things, or just eat it straight out, and it doesn't taste like just sticky marijuana sap. I mean, weed doesn't taste that great, so they put some fruity flavors in it to make it taste like candy if you do that. But you can get those, I'm trying to think of the name of them, but they're these little syringes of distillate, and they like have pineapple and strawberry and whatnot. You could, if you want to, you could just consume it straight out of the syringe. I usually like to drop it in something like a drink.
That poison is supposed to taste horrible, so you won't try it again.
Well, it's not poison, it's good for you.
Says who? How many fucking lives has marijuana destroyed?
None that I know of. Unless you got arrested for it and you had it on your record and it fucked you for the rest of your life. How many lives has the war on drugs destroyed?
You ever heard of ghost plant?
The dope plant?
Ghost. In boo, ghost.
I heard of ghost chili.
Yeah, I've heard of ghost peppers or ghost chilies, yeah, but never that.
Is it a strain of marijuana?
It's a type of fungus, I guess you would call it. You'll find it every so often, and you don't find it very often, but you'll find it in the elkhorn moss once in a while. That's a really good painkiller.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was a psychedelic, but that might be something I might try if it works and it's not toxic.
PCP.
I'm all for plants that kill your pain, as long as they're not poisonous ones.
Right.
Because like nightshade will kill your pain, but it'll kill you too.
If I tell you something, it ain't something that's going to harm you. I'm not into harming people.
Oh, and I know you're into the homeopathic, natural, like, alternatives and stuff too, so if you're recommending it, it probably works. I don't trust the pharmaceutical industry. I just don't. I trust the medical industry. I don't trust the pharmaceutical industry, which unfortunately most of the medical industry is now controlled by the pharmaceutical industry.
You trust somebody that's gone to school for 8 years to trust them that they know what the fuck they're talking about without a monetary value getting in the way?
Not always. I've met doctors that clearly didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but for the most part, most of them do.
I consider doctors like auto mechanics or vehicle mechanics.
Well, yeah, and there's good ones and bad ones. You know, there's guys that are a bolt turner. You know, someone taught them how to turn a bolt, And then there's guys that went to like WyoTech and actually know how to work on a diesel, you know?
I had to jump up and turn the box fan on. I just got home from the big city of Shitton.
I would compare a doctor to a public defender before I would a mechanic. They're more like a public defender. They already know who they're going to cure, and it ain't going to be very many of you.
Well, those aren't doctors.
From now on, instead of a used car salesman or a lawyer.
Well, those aren't doctors, though. I want to make that real clear. Those are not doctors. If a doctor is anything like any of those professions, they are not a doctor, and you should not go to them.
I don't. Unless a bone's sticking out, I ain't going to no doctor.
Heck, if you got bones sticking out, come over here, Sky. I got some sheet metal screws and a Makita.
I was gonna say, charge up the Makita.
I got a Ryobi, a Makita, and a Black & Decker sitting right here for that. And I have some surgical stainless steel screws.
Actually, I have a DeWalt.
You guys got a surgical sawzall bit?
I do, for cutting up animals. And I even got stainless screws. I'll pull one out of my boat just to be able to screw it in there.
You spit on it and throw it in there.
I'm fairly confident if I had a bone sticking out, I could reset it, stitch it up, and probably heal from it all by myself. It wouldn't look pretty, but I could do it.
Hey, I had a compound fracture. I strained it myself. I don't know about going the rest of the way on the trip because you're kind of getting woozy about then, almost to the blackout, going into shock issue.
I sewed myself up before I had warrants, and I went through a window.
You gotta do it before the adrenaline and the shock wears off.
Yeah, I would barf on myself and pass out.
I said to myself when my foot's at a 90-degree angle after the bike got off me, I was like, that's going to be expensive. I don't like seeing that. I'm going to have to straighten that.
Man, my leg just hurt a little bit thinking about that because I totally remember feeling that.
I was just thinking about the wallet, man. That's going to be fucking expensive to fix that break. It will heal, that's not a problem, but somebody to put the screws and the plates and all that and have the clean table to do the cutting and the sewing.
I will admit I'd probably go to the hospital just to get the antibiotics I needed to keep it from going gangrenous, but I'm pretty sure I could fix something like that myself. I'd have to do it right away though, because I don't know that I could handle that if the shock wore off and the pain set in again.
Is that like gangrenous calm?
Pain is irrelevant. It's just a state of mind.
Is that like gangrenous calm?
That's only relative to how much pain.
I like the physical therapist and when they're cranking on your atrophy. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the pain? 3.
Yeah, I'm always super conservative with those estimates because I don't want them giving me morphine.
Yeah, Roger, or pain pills. Oh, well, you gotta hook you up with some oxy then.
I'll tell you, on a scale of 1 to 10, my pain can be solved with just smoking a bowl. I'll deal with that. I don't need painkillers.
Good shot of some quality tequila and a fat bong hit. Sit back and relax.
You don't just walk in anywhere and get painkillers anymore. They don't hand them shits out.
No, but they do prescribe them like they're candy still.
Because they produce such an epidemic of heroin addicts. They're kind of whoa horses.
Especially if you go to a VA hospital.
People going doctor shopping to get painkillers to sell on the street. Hey, and I just heard on the radio on Cairo that people are actually strong arm robbery pot shops now. Jesus, I was just talking about that on the radio the other day.
That was only a matter of time, really.
They're doing it because there's no federal jurisdiction. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, there technically shouldn't be any federal jurisdiction anyway. Federal government shouldn't have anything to do with any of that. It should be up to the states, and the states alone.
Or your community even. Let's boil it down to just your community.
Well, that'd be nice, but that's not the way the Constitution was set up.
I had to get something to drink. What are we talking about now?
Knocking out pot shops and taking the cash.
Well, if you're talking about whether the federal government should get involved, I don't know that they should get involved necessarily, but I think it's kind of backwards how we're doing it. I think the federal government should have legalized it, and then the states can just adopt it whether they want to or not.
Fuck it, legalize it all. Let's make a whole shitload of
Shouldn't
zombies.
have anything to do with it at all, and they should stick to their constitutional duties.
I was doubling them, sorry.
Well, the state government has constitutional duties too.
What's that? I doubled with you.
Well, the state governments have constitutional duties too.
You said,
Yeah, absolutely.
If you get Inslee voted in, I made it all the way to the town of Shitton with a leaky front tire. I had to pump it up in the Walmart parking lot with this cobbled together fucking 12-volt compressor. Got me to Bayshore, where I picked up a nice cold 6-pack of beer, where I had to pump up my tire again, and then it was a road race home before it went flat. And the whole time in this dilemma and adventure, I'm thinking about the people who keep... Yeah.